Good
Everything's right.
evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Lolita's Corner. Listen, I am so glad to be with you all on tonight. I'm excited about my guests. I'm excited about this. Listen, guys, we have been going now for 6 months. We have had 18 episodes. Today is our last episode until fall of 2021. And I'm so glad to be with you guys. I thank you so much for your support and your kind words and encouragement during this time. I will be back in September, listen, with some new hot guests. We're going to be taking it by storm the end of 2021. We're going to close it out. So I definitely thank you guys. Please stay in contact with me at crumenterprises.com. You can find me there. You can find me on Instagram. Listen, if you have not heard, the collaborative girls book is out. The Phoenix Phenomenon is available. Stories of healing and testimonies of restoration and being imperfectly perfect. Listen, go to Amazon now, grab your 99-cent Kindle copy, or you can kindly go to my website at crumenterprises.com and order you a book. You definitely don't want to miss that. Definitely stay in contact. So listen, tonight we're talking about health and the Black community. Y'all, I'm so excited to have Mrs. Phyllis Rogers with me on tonight. She is the auntie of aunties, y'all. She has adopted me and I have adopted her. We are in it to win
Right.
it together. We are in it to win it together to definitely make our community aware of the health things that we face, because sometimes we go without that. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for honoring me to be on your last show of the summer. Ooh, we're gonna rock and roll it.
As y'all see, she has personality. So listen, before we start health, I just have to say I am excited. Listen, Juneteenth is a holiday.
That's
Okay.
right. That's right.
Juneteenth is a holiday, so I am definitely excited about that. Listen, Peer Plus is your non-for-profit, and you guys are going to be doing something this weekend for Juneteenth. Tell us something briefly about it.
Absolutely. And how major is this that we will be hosting in partnership with the University of Chicago, with Friend Health, and I'm going to say a dozen other. I can't remember all the names, and excuse me if you're there, I can't remember them all. But in honor of Juneteenth, this Saturday, and the papers were signed today that
Yeah,
it's going to be an official holiday. It doesn't get any better than that.
it
What
does
a way,
better
what
than
a
that.
way to close it out and to make it happen. That's just so liberating.
It
That
is.
is so liberating that all of this time and all of the fight, and for those that were in the mix of when this all started, our ancestors and all of those that we can hear beating the drums and fighting, and that this is really, it's been real, but now it's really real because
Right.
it's embracing a whole new group of people and a whole new culture of
That's
people,
it.
and the paper was signed. Governor Pritzker said, you know what? It's going to be a paid holiday.
Come
People are
on.
jumping up and down already. Yes, paid
Yes.
holiday. Yes,
Yes.
yes. So it's real.
Yes, it is. It is. And I
Mhm.
look forward to all of the things that are coming this weekend.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
oh, definitely. So let's hop into this health and the Black community. When I think of that, um, there are we're inundated with resources, but yet we're still a community that still has to be educated on some things when it comes to our health, right? Because a lot of times we don't. What are some health areas that go unnoticed or undetected or what have you in our community?
Well, it's funny that you're saying that. I was on a YouTube conference today, and with the FDA, and they had a list of providers that was on there, and they referenced to some of the disparities that directly affect us. And something that I've never thought about, and I've been around doing this for a long time. Some of the disparities that they don't even have testing or screening for.
Wow.
And with us in our community, and especially as women, we self-diagnose. We
Don't.
don't we? Don't we? Hello, we're taking care of everybody, so we self-diagnose. But some of these things, and not saying that what we picked up from may have picked up from our favorite aunt or our grandparents or our mothers. We're not saying that those things don't work for us, but there's so many other things that needs to be done that we don't recognize, and why. And we can't answer that. We don't know because everyone's life is different and whatever that style that's going on in that person's life at that particular time. So let's go back for a minute. Some of they went down the list of things that we really need to look at. So we're talking about the one subject was around lung cancer. We
Mm,
know we talk about lung cancer, but we don't talk about it as much
okay.
as they would like for us to talk about. So we talk about breast cancer, we talk about prostate cancer, we talk about diabetes, we talk about heart disease, and now the number one, COVID-19.
Yeah.
So a lot of those other ones there, they've had to take a back seat. And
Hmm.
so for anyone that was already having issues in regards to seeing their provider, it almost became a way of excuse. You know, I can
Man.
go to the doctor, if they can call me on the phone, I can do that. Well, things are a little bit different now. So if doctor was telling you a year ago that you were pre-diabetic, there's a possibility now that you are diabetic.
Mm,
And if you are diabetic and you have some, and we don't know all of the symptoms because everybody is different, but if you notice things that maybe your eyes are, you're doing this too many times, you get things clear. Your blood sugar could be too high or it could be too low,
right.
or for people that needed to have their colonoscopy. And we talked about anything that has to do with screening, people will automatically pull away from. So for women, if you have to, if you have to get, your annual mammogram, what is that? You're going to go to a machine and it's going to hurt. For men, if they have to go for prostate screening, that's something that our men will definitely pull away from. And then
Right.
we're talking about that almighty colonoscopy that everybody needs to do. And as we all know, they have changed the age on that now. Now it's 45.
Right.
Whereas before you didn't do it until you were 50. But they
Right.
began to see that so many people are coming with a colon diagnosis. They said, you know what? Then we need to go on and change it. You see the little commercial with the little thing that walks like a box, the
Yes.
little thing with the little legs? Yeah, from Exact Science. That's what that is. That's those colon kits. So they're encouraging people to please, when you go to your provider's office, if whether you think you need it or not, just go on and ask for it. So, you know what? Do you have that? Do you have a sample kit that I can take home? Do my stool sample, and then you sit
Right.
it in, and they'll give it to you. They're not saying that that's the end of all, but it's at least it's a start.
It's a start. And
It's a
here's
start.
the thing. Here's the thing
Hmm.
about the start. So
Hmm.
many things go undiagnosed in our community because we don't go
Absolutely.
to the doctor. And
Yes.
most of the time we don't go to the doctor because it's fear.
Fear.
And we've had a culturally where our parents and grandparents was like, we don't go to the doctor. I don't believe in the doctor. I don't do this. And then the one that gets me is, I just trust the Lord, and the Lord gives you wisdom. He gives you wisdom. Don't be silly,
Yes, he does. Yes,
right?
he
Don't be
does.
silly.
Yes, he
But
does. Yes, he
things
does.
are going undetected in the Black community. I think
Yes.
about people that are suffering from lupus and not aware,
Yes. Yes.
bone issues that they're not aware of,
Yes.
right? Because we don't pay attention to bone health. We don't know skin cancer is something that is
Oh,
not always talked about, right? And here's the thing: the Black community has a very big deficiency in vitamin D.
vitamin D.
Come on, Chicago is hot today, and the first thing we doing is, "Ooh, it's hot. I need to get in the shade." But your body really needs some of the sun
Vitamin D in the
so that
sun.
it can do the things that it was designed to
Absolutely.
do, right?
Absolutely.
So a lot of times, it goes unnoticed because we don't, um, pay attention to it. So I know that you have a nonprofit, Peer Plus. I have for Peer Plus, right? Um,
Yay.
what are some things that you're doing now in this season and you've did over the years to raise awareness?
Well, again, let me go back to Saturday. I got so excited. I was just talking about the Juneteenth, but I didn't talk about what people can expect. We're in partnership with Friend Health Clinic. That is a full service clinic that's right at the corner of 55th and Cottage Grove. And when I say a full service clinic, with their partnership with the University of Chicago, you're walking in and you get full service of everything. So that will be open on Saturday. So you can get your blood pressure screening. You will be able to get your diabetes screening. And the University of Chicago has this. I can't remember the name of it, but I know they each. We're going to have that big colon that you can walk through.
Okay.
You'll be able to walk through that big animal. I would say inflatable, the big
Mm-hmm.
inflatable colon that will let you see what those polyps look like. So that big baby is going to be there running, and I know that's going to be an attention getter because people hear it, they talk about it, but we are a culture that have to touch and smell and see.
Okay.
you know,
True.
if you can touch it. A lot of times we don't order things because we don't know what the fabric is. We go to the store. If we can get a whiff of the cologne, then okay, maybe it's a fragrance that I like. But this big inflatable balloon will be there, so it's going to show you what your colon looks like, and you'll be able to walk through it and go. Bring your camera so you can touch it and take that information back to your families because that's the
Right.
one thing that the numbers for colon cancer in our community is
It's right.
growing. It's
It's
it is it
growing.
is
And people
rising.
do not realize it's
No, they
growing.
don't.
Right. What other things do you do for health awareness?
Oh my goodness. Well, the one thing that Pure Plus does is we're not locked into any one health disparity. So what we did some years ago, instead of just working with one, we started to work with the whole person. So for some, let's just say if we're working with a person that has had a colon cancer diagnosis, and if they are in remission, well, they're in remission, and that's wonderful, and they're balancing that out. But we're looking at the other things. Then what else goes along with it? What were the side effects? Was there any side effects, to your treatment? Did you become a diabetic? Are you taking care of your feet? To make sure that you're if you're taking your insulin correctly, if you were diagnosed, and have to do that on a daily basis.
Yes.
What medications are you taking? And we want to make sure that people can see it and read it. We just assume that because when a doctor gives you something that everybody understands it. Well, what do? We get information and we know as a culture we shake our head. We nod.
Right.
We nod. We nod. And may not understand anything at all and wait to get home for someone else to be able to show us that. So we're hoping that people will be able to stop and go through and have the conversation and just ask some outright questions and get some outright answers. Nothing that's going to be above your head. Our tagline is aware with care. And we'd like to meet people at the level of their understanding. Because in the end, nobody cares.
Right.
Nobody cares. You
Right.
want to leave people with information that they can walk away with and say, okay, now I understand why I need to take my, measure myself, in the morning, to take my
Right.
diabetes somewhere in the
Right.
morning. And then how I'm going to measure myself in the late afternoon. Because that all balances out. You want to make sure that your sugar is not too high or too low. Because
Right.
if it goes too low, then you're going into hypoglycemia. You could just pass out just like you can if it's too high. So
Right.
people need to know how to understand that and how to have that balance and peace to make it
That's
work.
good. So that's why
Hmm.
you guys care. You all help out holistically
Absolutely,
and you can help them walk through it. I know
absolutely.
also that you have support with breast cancer awareness. I know
Oh
that,
yes,
yes, I know that you do some the Minority Health Month. Some people don't
yes.
even know Minority Health Month even exists.
I know, I
You
know.
know, so we need to be educated about that, so that that's real good, that you're able to provide that. I know that you do some health fairs in the community too to raise awareness also.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, our last big health fair was in 2019. And right after that, that's when the whole world shut down because we were prepared for Minority Health Month
Right.
and other events that come along, but we had to stop. But we, like everyone else, start to educate through the media, through Facebook, through Zoom, and through all those other media outlets. So we didn't miss a beat, I would think, in that way. But it's a different feel when you're right there with the people
With the people.
and that energy, to be able to feel it and someone to say, you know what, after it's over, what were they really talking about? Can I, and for you to say, you know what, if you can come with me, I'm going to sit you down with someone who's going to explain it to you so you can understand exactly
Right.
what it is. And when I think about Minority Health Month, I think about years and years and years ago when Tom Joyner had the Tom Joyner Morning Show. He would do that Take Your Family to the Doctor Day.
Yes, I
And that
remember.
was all during Minority Health Month, which
It
is in
was.
April. Which
That's
is
it.
in April. And people would say, you know what? Okay, let's get together. Let's go to the doctor. So you would see girlfriends going to the doctor. They would do their mammograms together.
Right. That's
Whatever else they would do, go together. Whatever test, they would make a pact and do that together. So what we've done is we have latched on to um, health awareness that is celebrated around the country pretty much at the same time. So people will know, okay, in February, Pure Plus is going to do something around Black history and health. Then
right.
in
That's
April,
good.
we're going to do something in
Right.
for Minority Health Month. I'm sorry. Then in June, we're going to do something around cancer. Why is that? That's National Cancer Survivors Day.
Right. So
But
that's good. You do things around the things to raise that actual awareness.
absolutely,
Right. So let me ask you this, because I know
sure.
Peer Plus, we could talk about Peer Plus, honey. The history is long, right? Where do you think we are in the African American culture with our lack of knowledge with health? What are some things we can do to stay more aware of the things that are going on health wise in our community?
Dr. Cleveland, the one thing we can do is to continue to talk and continue to put these programs out here. You can't force anyone to do anything. But
True.
it's like the McDonald's commercial. We grew up and with our Burger King, what do we know? Two all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onion on the sesame seed buns, right? We knew that. So I just think if you continue to put it out there, people will eventually get it. But everybody is going to chime in based on whatever's going on with them in that time in their life. If something has happened to a family member, and then everyone clusters and they want to be educated. A
Right.
lot of people educate themselves a little bit more if there's has been a death in the family, which is, I'm like, oh, come on, guys, let's do a little bit better. But if someone is learning from that, then we're going to consider it a win. I just
Right.
think we have to continue to talk. We just have to continue to educate, and it may be repetitive, but that's okay because you have to repeat it. You're an educator, so sometimes you have to repeat the
You
same thing
do.
over and over and over again for people to really get it. And then they'll say, oh, okay, now I get it. My mom died from breast cancer. My mom died from breast cancer, but my mom never told her daughters
Right.
that she
Listen.
had that she had breast cancer. We did not know. We
Listen.
didn't know. Yeah.
I that's the biggest thing I'm gonna say that the African American culture miss. We are so private.
Secrets.
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 And it goes on for history and history and
History.
history.
Yeah.
And
Secrets.
I told someone just about a week ago, I was experiencing some health things, and I'm walking it out now, navigating it, right. And
Hmm.
in my research, I found that it could lead to diabetes, right?
Wow.
So the first step I'm going to say is that you deserve to know, and you deserve to love yourself enough to know
To know.
your health. If your leg is aching and your hip is aching and your boob is aching and your eye is itching, honey, after 72 hours, you need to go to the doctor. And
I
if it's
agree.
a pain level of 10, go to the urgent care, go to the
I
emergency
agree.
room. I think that our poverty mindset, oh, I'm going to make somebody mad. Our poverty mindset is we don't want to pay, especially if we have third party insurance. We don't want to give up the $150 for the emergency room.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So you're going to sit for 2 weeks in pain until you can see your primary doctor. What sense do that make? Do you not love yourself enough
No.
to check on yourself? I was going through a health thing and somebody asked me a question, and that question was, well, do you feel better now? Now, here's the thing. It's nothing wrong with them asking me that.
Sure.
But you got to be careful how you ask people because I'm like, what do you mean? Do I feel better now? Now I know what I need to research. Now I
Yes.
know what I need to look at. Now I
Yes.
know what I need to do, right?
Yes.
Because we just sitting there, you in pain. That's like, people tease me because I believe in the maintenance of massage therapy.
Oh, don't I know that?
Okay, I'll be there in the morning. I believe in that. That's maintenance to my body.
Yes. Yes.
That's helping my circulation. I
Yes.
walk, I maneuver a lot, I'm busy. Sometimes I sit for a long period of time.
Yes. Yes.
That affects your body. It may not
Mm-hmm.
be cancer, it may
Mm-hmm.
not be something else, but guess what? It's breaking down my muscles.
It's breaking down
It,
your muscles. Correct.
it's breaking down my muscles. It got I'm linked to the side. I need a chiropractor, right? You have to love yourself enough. My challenge to the people is love yourself enough to see about your health. Now, once the doctor tell you what you need, listen, you can choose to take the medicine. You could choose not to. You could choose to pray about it. You could choose to fast about it. It's nothing wrong with what you're trusting God to do, but you need to definitely use wisdom, right? And you need to tell somebody. And I think about my own family. I had a grandmother that hid her health from her husband, who was my grandfather, and he had no clue she was sick.
Wow.
But I love her love because she loved him enough that she didn't want him to worry about her. But guess what? You put other people at risk and being concerned because they didn't know, and it just caused a whole trickle effect. Stop all these secrets, all these family secrets. And then you want to know why the little baby having issues in school because you didn't tell them that Uncle Joe had a IEP years ago and they just called him slow.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean,
we have
really.
to stop that.
And,
We
and, and
really,
you
really
know,
do.
when you think about that too, it's funny that you say that because uh, years ago I did a project with a provider, and what they were doing is they were working with kids who had been labeled slow. But what they found out was is that these kids could not hear.
Yep.
They could not hear,
And
and
that's
then
what
a
we need to
large
do.
percent of the kids could not see.
Yep.
And so they were being labeled, with some type of mental whatever that's going on. I don't know the proper word for them, but they were like, "Oh, the child cannot hear," and
Right.
so no one wanted to talk about it. And it wasn't about that they could not get the hearing aid. It was just that nobody knew to look any further. Why? Everybody's busy with 12,000 things, but a lot of us deal with chronic pain. I deal with chronic pain. I do the best that I can, but I am one of those just like yourself. I put every ounce of energy that I can in to make sure that I stay as healthy as I possibly can.
That's it.
As
You're
because if I can't remain healthy, then I cannot do the work that I do, and then it's hypocritical.
right.
I have
Oh
to be
my.
able to take care of me to
That's
be
true.
able to do the work. And you know me, my work ethic. I mean, if you say something, I got my phone. I'm like, wait a minute, I got the answer. Let me give it to you. Let me,
Right. Right.
and I do that. But I do take care of myself.
That's it.
In between the time. But something you said a moment ago, we go back to self medicating and how
Right.
we take care of ourselves. And then as women, we take care of everything and everybody else because we figure we always have enough time for
That's true.
ourselves. But that time runs out on us a lot quicker,
That's true.
because we've been putting a band-aid on that our cycle has lasted 6 weeks.
Right. Right.
You know, you're
That's
talking
true.
to your girlfriends. You're talking to your girlfriends,
That's
and
right.
well, I've been through this and that. You know, well, try this, try that. So we try everything instead of saying, you know what, then let's just go to the gynecologist and
That's
see
it.
what's going on.
That's it. That's
You
it.
know, because it could be something that could be rectified really quickly. But for fear, have you heard people say, well, if it's anything, I don't want to know it? How
That's
many
it.
times you've heard that?
Oh, that's common. That's
Yeah, that's
common.
common. That's
That's,
common in our community. I don't want
yeah,
to know.
I don't want to know, you know,
I don't
and,
want to
and if
know.
they cut on me, I'm gonna get consumption. Okay, let me be nice. So, because that's what they say, you know, old fashioned ways, old fashioned thinkings. Listen, when I think about health, as we begin to wrap up, as I think about health and the things to stay aware, health is forever changing.
Yes, it is.
We educate on marijuana dispensaries. We educate ourselves on bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, doctorate degrees. We master ourselves on being the best pastor, deacon, apostle, all of that. But we don't learn about the health things that are around us, right?
Absolutely.
You have to
Absolutely.
pay attention to environment. All of that is a
Mm-hmm.
part of your health, even your
Mm-hmm.
mental health.
Oh,
Cause
come on now.
sometimes people like, oh, I just, I'm just gaining weight. It's the stuff I eat. Yeah, a lot of times it is your nutrition, but guess what? You may just be depressed.
Sure.
You're in
Absolutely.
denial that you're depressed, right?
Sure. Sure.
You get in a rut and life occurs. Life will take you out of here. So self-care is key. You need girlfriend time, you need balance, you need to go walking, jogging, dancing, something to keep your health in alignment. None of us are perfect. Nobody
No.
is exercising 30 hours a day. It's not even 30 hours in a day. But you need to do something. You owe it
Mhm.
to your health. And my biggest thing is God gave me this body. How can I not take care of it?
Well,
It's
your temple. We've been, that's our temple, correct?
How are you not taking
Yeah.
care of it? But you
Yeah.
praying and asking for cars and houses and bless me, Lord, and I don't want cancer, Lord, and I don't want. Start doing the things you need to do for your health. Start with changing your eating. Maybe start walking. Do a Zumba class. Get a massage. Do something for your health because you are your biggest advocate. Listen, Miss Phyllis, it is always a joy, an honor, and a pleasure to be in your presence because you are a wealth of knowledge. I'm sure we probably could talk for hours on
Oh
hours
my God.
about
I'm just
health
getting started. Let's keep it going. Let's run it over.
and getting started. Listen,
Yeah.
find Miss Phyllis at peerpluscares.org. Keep up with her. Please keep up with her because she moving and shaking. And she making some of you young people look bad out here in these streets, as they say, right?
Can
Before we
I just
leave,
say one thing before we
I
end?
was about to say, what,
Yeah.
what would you say in rapid?
Saturday, not only are we celebrating Juneteenth, but we are also celebrating the very, very, very first National Black Cancer Awareness Day. Now, it started today, it runs all week, but this is the very first time that it's happening. So be with us as we make history in 2 ways. History that Juneteenth is now really official and that we are celebrating National Black Family Cancer Awareness Day. I think I said it, it's a little twister there. And we will be at Friend Health Clinic at 800 East 55th Street, that's 55th and Cottage Grove, from 10 to 2. Come to have fun. We have your friend with the ice cream truck. We're going to have all kinds of goodies and games and a little bit of everything for everybody. We have books that are going to be given away. So it is a family day and it promises to be a beautiful, beautiful day. So come on out, even if it's just for a few minutes, just to say, hey, hi to Pure Plus and the other vendors that are going to be there. Thank you, Dr. Cleveland. I really, really appreciate Lolita's Corner and to know that we're wrapping it up until the fall. I feel powerful.
Hey, listen, we love the power. I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad you joined us. If you are in the Chicago area, then definitely join us on Saturday. I know we have some people that are not in Chicago, but guess what? We are international, is what I say. So Peer Plus Cares, give us a call, an inbox, and let Miss Phyllis know how you could help out or how you could use us. It is a nonprofit organization, so it is tax deductible. And if you like
Yes, it
me,
is.
you definitely like a discount. You guys, thank you so much for joining Lolita's Corner. It's
Thank
been a
you.
blast with you guys. You all will see me back in September. We coming with new topics, new guests. We gonna be hot and heavy, bringing you everyday topics for purposeful living. I'm so glad that you have joined me, Miss Phyllis. Thank you again.
Thank you,
I challenge
Lolita.
everyone that's listening on tonight. Love yourself enough that you go to the doctor and see about your health. You deserve it. You are important, and we need you here, for you have purpose. Have a good evening. See you
Thank
guys in
you. Thank
September.
you.
Take
God bless
care.
you. Thank you.